History remembers the South China Sea as a realm of chaos, but it was, in truth, an empire of iron, salt, and meticulous bureaucracy. Forget the Western myths of swashbuckling rogues and romanticized caricatures. The most devastating armada the world has ever seen was engineered by a woman born into extreme poverty, trafficked into the floating brothels of Canton. She was known to the world as Zheng Yi Sao. She was a daughter of the Tanka, the marginalized boat dwellers unlike the elite women of the Qing dynasty. Her feet were never bound. Her survival demanded the brutal kinetic strength of the Pearl River estuary. Her skin carried the deep weathering of ultraviolet radiation and the microcrystals of dried sea salt embedded in her pores. When she married the formidable pirate commander Zeng Yi, she did not submit. She demanded an equal share of his enterprise, and when a typhoon claimed his life, she did not retreat into widowhood. She executed a bloodless, masterful coup, solidifying her absolute grip on the Confederation by taking his adopted son, Zheng Bao, as her husband. To command upwards of 70,000 men and nearly 2,000 war junks required more than brute force. It required a terrifying, unyielding intellect. Zheng Yi Sao transformed desperate outlaws into the salaried soldiers of a shadow state. She instituted a Marshal Code entirely devoid of sentimentality. Disobey a direct command. Immediate decapitation. Steal from the communal wealth fund. Decapitation. Every captured prize was strictly divided. 20% to the crew, while 80% funded the massive logistics of her fleet. Purchasing provisions, canvas, and the heavy composite artillery mounted on her flat-bottomed ships. In the suffocating, hygroscopic fog of black powder deflagration, her authority was absolute. The men who drank wine infused with saltpeter fought with a manic, bloodshot frenzy. Yet they would hold a blade to a captive's throat and freeze, awaiting her silent signal. She was the ultimate architect of a terrifying reality. Yet Zheng Yi Sao possessed a mind uniquely calibrated for long-term strategic survival. Recognizing that prolonged blockade and the bitter defection of the Black Flag fleet made infinite warfare mathematically unsustainable, she refused to succumb to martial hubris. She executed her ultimate masterstroke on April 8, 1810, demonstrating absolute psychological dominance. She bypassed the military blockades and walked directly into the Governor General's headquarters in Canton. She was entirely unarmed, accompanied only by 17 women and children. She presented herself not as a cornered warlord begging for her life, but as a fearless matriarch offering peace. She refused to leave until the Q Empire granted a total amnesty, allowing her to retain her vast, untaxed wealth, her nobility, and a personal fleet. She did not fade into quiet obscurity. The woman who once commanded a shadow state returned to Canton, utilizing her protected wealth to operate a sprawling gambling and brothel syndicate, mastering the very industry she was trafficked into as a child. Her terrifying authority never waned at 65. She boldly sued a sitting imperial magistrate for embezzling her funds. An act of sheer audacity that required the direct intervention of Viceroy Lin Zexu to suppress the scandal. Zheng Yi Sao died in 1844. At 68, she did not perish by the cutlass, the composite cannon, or the hangman's noose. The ultimate sovereign of the South China Sea died peacefully in her bed, a wealthy, undefeated proprietor. who forced an empire to its knees.